Because I've got no.
Hmm?
Is it working for you? Because I've got nothing showing up for me.
Yeah, for me it's working. For me it's working. Give me a sec.
Yeah, just
We are live.
right.
We are
Okay then.
muted. Apparently.
That's a good thing then. So people have just heard me getting really confused for a second, so I really apologise. But hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SRC here live from the British Grand Prix. I'm of course here for 23. John alongside me today is the wonderful TSR Miles. Say hello, sir.
Thanks, Ben. Great to be back once again for a very, very classic track and 20 drivers who will tackle Silverstone today, which, yeah, should be a great race once again.
Yeah, this should be a very very entertaining race. Of course we've had a couple of really good races so far this season. Last time out was a little bit, it was controversial to say the least. A couple of big moments, of course, the incident between Sierra and Antoine. Antoine isn't racing here today. Instead, we have a returning driver, I suppose. Not really. Welcome Cyril Rosberg to the SRC grid, representing VSR alongside VSR Logic. Of course, take part quite a few rounds season Logic. Yeah, Cyril Rosberg. First time I've seen him personally race in God knows how long. Last thing I knew, I didn't even know he raced in 2019, but races on that. It's good to see him on the grid. Pretty old school driver, really, really decent. Should see how he gets on today. First two drivers now coming out on track. We have Ewan, Glicito, Presto, and a few others. What's your expectation for pole time here today, Miles?
Not really sure. I was about to look in the telemetry system we have for us available, but there were no times for Silverstone at all for qualifying. So I'm a bit in the dark, but I heard that some of those guys are doing low 25, so I reckon that will be around pole time.
If people are doing low 25s, then they may as well not even be in this lobby, because they're going to get swallowed. I remember from LCR, LCR Leopard did a 23.9 for pole. So, that's
Okay, then
probably
I'm
more likely.
terribly mistaken. Then all the guys, maybe I misread that in the SRT chat today, but maybe all the guys were having some controversial discussions there. But if it will be 23, I'm perfectly happy with that.
It's always nice and cool. Well, plenty drivers in here expect very, very good lap times from the likes of T-Bolt. Of course, race winner last time we did a race. Picking up victory back in... I can't remember what track. Wait, it was Canada.
Canada. Yep.
First laps are beginning. Let's run board with Shazoo Clicito, and let's give you a flying tour of Britain.
Oh, as he's getting a bit intimidated there by Viper, it was. Now coming up to the Wellington Straight, opening up the DRS. And now into what was the old last part of the track on the previous layout in Silverstone. And now through left field, very, very nice corner, very nice running through there. Bit of extra rotation, shifting down to second gear. Now over the old start finish straight, and now through Cops, which is completely flat out. You don't want to go more to the left as Cotito did, and now Maggot's back at Chapel, which is completely flat out until he breaks around here. So just a slight lift, and now down the hanger straight he comes. DRS wide open, the probably best overtaking opportunity now through Stowe, which you can't extend anymore, which is good to see. And Crisito actually does, so good indication you got there, how you should not take Stowe.
Well, first line onto the board, I didn't actually realise, but Chandler was actually in front on track. 124.075 to kick things off, and a 0.15 from Shazoo Ewan. Big times on the board already. Presto Evans with 24.9. Stereotype advantage K. Jakey B, 23.894 from Jake. Decent time there from him. Up to Lycom Sierra, 24.064. So, of course, had that controversial incident. T10 Shadow goes up into P2. Yeah, P2. I can't quite read that properly. Ewan goes P3. Anybody else coming around soon? Rosberg will be soon around the final few corners. In the last sector now is the Haas driver. Can he put himself up into the front few rows. He had a flag in the first sector. Can't see any particular reason why. Now coming through is Rosberg, 24.604 for Cyril Rosberg. Not a bad banker. Yes, he's on a flying up right now. Aero Viper's just in the first sector. He's on the medium tyres, interestingly. And Leobot ran in the final corner, 24.459 for VRT Leobot. His first few laps now come flying in. I'm surprised that Viper's on the mediums. I mean, it's not something I would have really expected.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Very interesting to see, and also getting out very, very late there. When everyone did their first run, he now, or when everyone's on their in-lap, he's doing his first run on the mediums. Maybe just to get a groove, getting a bit of slipstream there of Syrah, but I'm not sure if that's the way to go for Viper in this case, to go on the medium tires. And I wouldn't be surprised if he comes straight to the pits, which he doesn't, now into the club section. Let's see what he can do on those medium tires. I mean, you know him better than I do, but I don't think he will challenge for anything up there. It's only P14.
Oh!
As Ablet gets a 5-second group penalty for collision with Syrah.
So that would have been entering the pit lane. That would have happened. Well, I see anything about that. It's not really expect around this track of people colliding on the way into the pit lane, but it has happened and we have witnessed it. Viewers now already started to spark in. We're up to 50 viewers already, which is always good to see. Ox says Crucito and Logic are all on outlaps at the moment. See who knows who around the track. So we have a lot of ARL support. Jonas and FCT ironically Diagaro, who is in this lobby. I don't know how to say it. I'm saying Diagaro, but I don't know. Frankly, it's an honest attempt. I have a Team Shazoo account just saying good afternoon to everybody, which is always nice. One of course, Shazoo driver of Crescito, who got the absolute crap scared out of him a minute ago. Making his way through into the Gary. He got the crap scared out of him, but his way through. Dad's first gear on the curb. Shots from the back on the third. Very nice. Through the loop, now into Aintree. We're down now onto the Wellington Straight. Look, spot is breaking into Brooklands, followed by Luffield. When you've actually been and driven around this track, you understand you get corner names a lot easier than when you're A, not a native, and B, don't really understand the track very well. No offense to you, but I was trying to go that. Now into Cops Corner. Beautiful corner, Cops.
I mean, in general, it's just a beautiful track. Not gonna lie. I mean, Hockenheim would be as well.
So flat.
Yeah.
You and Hello.
Yep.
Shazoo Slipstream. This is going to be a bit mental. Yep, 207. Entering into Stoke Corner. Does he track extend this time? No, he does not. Very, very smooth from Glicito. I think I confirms one thing. Look in the SRC chat. Brazil gets a good exit out of the chicane. Onto the line is a 23.868. And with the helping hand of a little bit of slipstream. There you go. Casito to the top of the tables with Ewan just behind him starting a flying lap.
Ox is into P9, got immediately beaten by... What's that? I'm not quite sure. So Ox's last race for VRT, he basically left VRT. And it's today for those guys. So from next week on, maybe we see him somewhere else. I'm not sure. I think we need to follow some Twitter banter once again, like there was with Jonas, who isn't in VSR anymore, and so he can't collect any points for them. But yeah,
hasn't joined VRT either.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, I knew, but everyone else was way too confused about that. Now Daigoro coming around the final couple corners. It's a 24.8, and it's only good enough for P18 currently, and he's like 1 second down on Crescito at the moment.
Right a track like this, a second is worth so much. But truth be told, this is the closest track. Ewan gets a little bit of traffic from Mercedes into the final chicane. Negotiates that pretty cautiously. Yo, looks to the line. It's a 23.894. Sorry, 891. So it's just for the Jacob B. And it's Shazoo 1-2 right now. BDG just behind him. Third and fourth. Chandler just went through Cop's corner now. Chandler bails out of his lap, goes into the pit lane. Cyril's on an out lap. And by giving it that lap, I mean giving a big fat toe to Perondi. I hope he's not giving it a big fat toe. Sounds like some Anspass would watch. Into Stowe corner. And step out a little bit wide. Beautifully done from Perondi. Into the final chicane now. There's no real advantage between pad or wheel here. It doesn't really sway either way. At least not my experience either. 879. 11 1,000ths of a second. Perondi just behind Crescito with Shadow going to the top. Not too far ahead. Jake just going through turn one now, so they'll be giving each other some very, very sexy slipstream. Anything else coming around the final couple of quarters? Yeah, Leobot round in the final quarter with a 101 in the middle sector. It's a 24-2 for him.
Yeah, just dispatches Oxus out of the top 10 and we'll go for another lap. That's for sure. But something we also need to talk about. So the qualifiers were here in Silverstone. I mean, you weren't there, but I did it with Hyper. And actually, the XRT guys currently sitting in P11 and P15 were the ones that came out on top. So they should be for the top spots here, but they aren't at the moment with Wafer in P11 and Ablet in P15. So also very interesting to see. There was a bit of slipstream involved back in, where was it?
Yep.
Not quite sure.
It was Tebow and Viper giving each other a little bit of cheeky slip. Tebow did invalidate his lap, but it would have been a 23.902, which would have put him up into P6 in front of Ciro. I believe itself is about to come and finish a lap pretty soon. Does finish a lap. Goes for a 23.930. Rosberg's got up to 7th place as well. Jakey B goes to the top, 123.745. Poor Jake. Still Wafers, guys, invalidated. So that's pretty much another run of laps, I think, done. Nobody else on a lap at the moment, to my knowledge.
Don't see anyone currently, no. Next one to cross the line should be in... No, the AlphaTauri is coming into the pits. Should be a Haas, and that is a Logic.
There's a Logic. Currently in P10, just about to start. What will be second to last lap. Ignore the timer. Alright, it says 4 minutes 20. It doesn't. It's actually about 5 minutes 30 to go in this session, which is why Logic should just about have enough time to set a lap and maybe get around again. Don't quote me on that. Not 100% sure.
We'll be close,
We'll see.
at least.
Yeah.
Let's see what you can do in the first sector.
0.6 for Logic. It's very, very solid there for him. 639. Now through. Beautifully done through Lovefield. Through Woodcut. But fun fact, Woodcut used to be a chicane back in the 1980s. Just thought I'd point that out there. Used to be a chicane.
Oh, really?
Well, that is... Yeah. You watched that from 1981. Yeah, they used to do like 1 minute 16 lap times right here. Back in the... I presume you've seen the famous clip of Mansell and Piquet side by side going down to Stowe. On that layout, they had a chicane, and Maggots and Beckett's were just 2 corners.
And that was
Logic,
way too wide from Logic there. Took the 2019 route there, which would have been perfectly fine. Speaking of different layouts, he would have been perfectly fine on 2019 with that line, but on 2020, yeah, you can't extend at all. You immediately get an invalidation. As now Oxus is coming up to the line, will be the next one to cross the line, and that should be his final attempt. Really, it was up by 3/10 on his previous time, and where will he put his Red Bull in? It's P7 with a 23.9, which is a pretty solid lap.
Well, I have to see. Ow! I'll see how it ends up in the end. We should stop eating
Daigoro,
Skittles.
Daigoro is the next one, 68 thousandths of a second up on his time, so he would just get ahead of Viper currently, who is on an outlap. And that was not the best line. And he immediately goes into the pits to fit another set of tires and go again. Left it
I think he's
also...
got into the pits more because of it being so close to pretty much the end of the session, realistically. Ewan into the fire chicane. This is actually quite... This is... Oh! And Ewan hits Shadow, who was just warming up for a lap. Ewan through the fire chicane makes contact. Well...
Don't know what to think. I mean, I just went on board with Ewan, and there was a huge accident there. Not quite sure what to think about that, but no improvement for Ewan, who I'll quickly double check how that lap.
I know what I do think. I know what I do think of Shizuoka. Can't you're wrong. I believe what you're talking about is actually truly back in 2004.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm 95% sure it was Yana Truly. I've quite a good random bullcrap knowledge when it comes to F1. So,
all right.
like 95% sure it was the master of the Truly train himself. So, what I'm finding interesting right now is some of the gaps between teammates. I think the biggest one right now is the gap between the two ARL guys. Ironically. T-Bar at a 0.1, Viper at a 0.8.
Oh, team invalidated.
Well, he'll have another go at it, looking at the time. The time's left. There you go.
He might be earlier.
Up on his time. Let's have a look what he can do now into Stowe Corner. I'm looking in case any more times pop up. It's been good from Viper. Can he get himself up into a 23s? Perhaps trouble the leading guys at the moment. Round in the final corner. It's a 24.000. Oh!
So that's a big no if you can't dip into the 23s.
That's just cheeky rather than anything else.
I mean, you were very close to being...
Granacito retires. He's not going to improve.
Yeah, Brondi did a lap into P4. There's a Ferrari parked up on the right-hand side. Sierra is also coming up to the Wellington Straight, currently on it, and has Perondi. Oh, there's just one car between them.
Guys in the last sector. I'm just trying to find who that is in the guys in the last sector. He's Abelet. He's going to cross the line now. Doesn't improve on his lap. Wait for him starting a flying lap.
Hawk is coming up to the line. It's looking strong. 24.0 once again. So another 24.0.
Too many 24 zeros. Stop saying 24 zeros. Too many of you. Viper coming, not Viper, Zero coming through. I think he's actually going to be next. Going to give him turn of the favour from Slip. I can see a Rebel in the last sector.
Yeah, he's
might be
invalidated.
Leo bot.
Yeah, it's Leo
right,
but invalidated.
Zero giving beautiful slipstream there from his teammate Perondi. Beryl have done this great all season. They've done slipstream brilliantly, and of course they've made a recent signing in ADT Kowalski, which is in my opinion maybe the signing of the entire game. 7-2-6.
Yep, I was just about to say that might be pole.
Well, there's no might about it. It is pole. BSL Logic ran in the final quarter. Only P12 for Logic. Don't get me wrong, he's 4/10 off pole, but only P4. Who else is coming quite close round? Jigabee's just he's invalidated, so his lap's over. Oxtez has gone P8, but it's not over for him.
Big spin for Presto Evans in left field.
And Presto
lost the car coming out of Brooklands, and that's his session gone, and he will start from the back of the grid. And I'm quite sure that's it.
Yeah. That is it.
Yeah.
Cosmos is going slowly, so there's your grid then. Sarah on a 23.726 gets pole position from Jacob E alongside him at a 7.45. I like that. It's a pretty good test, I'd say.
It was a very interesting one. I mean, Sarah just getting that pole position at the last second, basically. Jakey in P2, Crescito P3, Shadow in P4, who had that incident with you. No. Eros told me it's A1, it's not Ewan. We need to learn that. If he's in the chat,
Eros.
he will. Yeah. He told me once we were in a party. He told me it's A1, it's
Eros.
not Ewan.
If you could hear me, my friend, I've stopped caring at this point. I'm just gonna say Ewan.
I mean, he isn't in chat.
Not yet. Oh, it will get told I said that, don't worry. So 19 thousandths of a second separate Jakey B and Syrah on the front row of the grid with Crescito in P3, Shadow in P4, 5th, Biro Prondi, 6th, Shizu Ewan, 7th, Chandler Sita, 8th, ERT Oxtez, 9th, ERL Viper, 10th, HX4K, 11th, Sierra Rosberg, 12th, VSL Logic, 13th, ERL T-Bolt, 14th, Leftwood, 15th, Wafer, 16th, Leobot, 17th, Ablet, 18th, GT4, 9th, Diagaro, and 20th, and last, Press Evans.
Yeah, from P1 to P18, just over 0.6 of a second, which is phenomenal to see. So it should be a close race, but I really hope that there won't be a big DRS train, but I think there will be.
Oh, yeah. I've just seen on the replay, left a disconnect from the session. And I'm 93% sure his AI won't end up on the grid.
There are 20 drivers.
It's not showing him on the thing, though. It showed him in the replay that disconnect from the session.
I will drop him an invite and try to get him back.
I'm trying to do now. I tried to mute my mic there. I forgot which way my mic mutes.
Yeah,
So
that
he wasn't meant
didn't
to
work.
hear that. So my mic's weird. You have to put it up to mute, not down. I put it down. So I'd like to apologise greatly for that. But it isn't the first time I've done that either. Oh dear. This guy just like chucked half a can of Coke. I needed a drink. Some of us need hydrating sometimes. So, most of the grid has decided that the soft compound tyres is the preferable option. The top 10 have no choice. So, Logic, T-Bolt, Wafer, GT4, Giagaro, Evans, and Ablet have all decided that medium compound tyres is the preferred compound.
Yeah, which could be
how
the
it
case. Which could be the case if they can stick with the DRS train, and you can easily stick with it. I mean, 2 DRS zones. Very easy on this track to stick to the back of your zones. And I mean, we saw Logic doing a different strategy than all the other guys in China, and he came home in P2 or P3. So that might work out for him. We have to wait and see, like you said, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know like what the reverse strategy is going to be like. I think when I commentated LCR, it was about 0.6 of a second, so we'll see how it goes. Predictions for your top 3 then. Leave yours in the chat, please, because this is where it's funnies. Miles, what's yours?
Mine is Syrah will win this race. Crescito will come home in P2, and it will be Jakey in P3. So pretty simple.
You are boring as hell. Tell you what, I'm going to go absolutely mental. Because it's just funny.
But you don't have a clue yet.
No, I'm working it out. I'm working it out. You know what? I'm going to say 3 different nationalities and none of them are European. I think. Well, technically I can get away with this because England's no longer in Europe. So, I can officially say my podium prediction is going to be Chandler, Perondi, Oxtez. Sorry, it'll do. Fire lights are now on! And we are underway! Potentially, maybe, possibly. Let's come on already, you stupid lights! I hate this glitch. I really hate this glitch. I really hate this glitch. They're not even revving their engines. What's the point?
You're still waiting on it.
Let's hope. Still waiting. Still waiting. Finally, we're going to get ready here. Drivers are ready. Now we're getting ready. Apparently, the lights have gone out. They never showed up on our screens. It's lights out, and away we go. And Cyril gets a great getaway. Covers over. JQB. Now Shadow gets forced out. Perondi with a great getaway against the P4 immediately. Casino falls back in that Viper down the east side. Getting very, very close. One down for Romeo's has gone to absolutely Narnia. Logic has a 3-second time, but in corner cutting.
Oh, it's
Sarah gets away
back
brilliantly.
of Perondi.
Jacob B. Oh, yeah, Shadow in P3. 4th Perondi. 5th Viper. Hello. Great start there for him. 6 Oxtez. 7th Euro. 8 Casito. 9th Sierra Rosberg, who's defending from Chandler C2, who got a terrible getaway. Chandler gets forced to the curb. Tries to hold it down the inside. Can Chandler make it? Yes, he does. Back ahead now. Rosberg gets a great cutback. And SRT left, who managed to rejoin the session, trying to get involved. Trying to look down the inside. You're going to go down the inside. His cop scored a mate, and Lodge steers for it. All the medium riders are pretty much forward to the back of the field, but still, Sarah with a great getaway and leads.
Yeah, great getaway there from Sarah, and Shadow is just behind his teammate Jakey. Only guy having slight wing damage is Ablett, currently sitting in P18 as now Logic tries to fight back, goes around the outside of FCT GT4 and is up to P16. I'm not quite sure. I was on board with Crisito, who took way to the escape road, coming up to turn 3, and Jakey left the session. Oh, I will drop him an invite immediately.
I'd like to do so, but I've got you to do that.
Yes, of course, I will.
So I presume Shadow's got to overtake his teammate, but AI, I can't remember what 75, so.
Oh, that actually, Ben, that will help out Sarah massively.
Well, yeah.
Sarah will be out of the DRS from.
I think it's going to be close. Yeah, it is 1.3 seconds. Sarah's actually okay. Sarah's in a very good place here now. He's got no DRS to the guys behind. Perondi and Viper. I mean, Viper, to say he's apparently barely awake. Over to P4, Oxtez P5 as well. Jake now falling in further behind, now behind Ewan. Lucito as well, he was 4 behind. Chandler, Rosberg, I mean, it's going to be a massacre. No, let's not dwell on this too much though. Leaders. Already the gap's come down by 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, Shadow trying to make some inroads on Sarah. There's now Jakey dropping places left, right, and center. Now Ewan might have a go up the inside of Oxtis there into club section. Leobot with a penalty, which is unfortunate for him and for his race. And there's a yellow flag, and there's someone dropping places.
T-Bolt.
Oh, actually, it is T-Bolt.
I think had an issue. Maybe I don't actually know. There seems to be a lot happening towards the back of the field. Ablett, Logic, T-Bolt, they all just lost a load of time.
Oh, that was Jakey.
Whoa! T-Bolt just got a whack from Logic. Goes through. Logic has a lot of lag.
Oh, maybe Logic, that.
I think Logic's got, yeah, possibly it was clipping, I don't know. But he lost a lot of time for it.
Jakey's gone once again. I will invite him back, but that might have been on purpose that he left. I'm not quite sure. I will try to get him back.
I think that would have been. He's either he's left to try and sort out the frames glitch.
Yep. I heard there was a way around, but I can't remember currently.
Yeah, you have to spectate your car and then go from there. Ewan clears Oxtez on the straight.
Yeah, with the hub DRS, I mean
Yeah.
we don't see the gaps at the moment, or at least I don't. No, you don't either.
I know top 8.
But I'm sure that Oxters actually lost the DRS to Viper up front, and so it was easy for Ewan to
Yeah.
go through. I mean, the gap is 8 tenths. Might have been a bit. Logic retires from the session, which is very unfortunate. And there are the intervals gone again, which is even more unfortunate.
Well, what can you say, really, to be honest? Nothing, to be honest. Well, so current order, Cyril leads, Shadow second, third Perondi, fourth Viper, fifth Ewan, sixth Hawkstead, seventh Crucito, eighth Chandler, ninth Sierra Rosberg, 10th SRT left at 11th, 12th XR Wafer, 13th Timo, 14th XR Ablet, 15th FCT GT4, 16th is Diogalo, 17th Jacob E's AI, 18th is VRT Leobot. The race is now just in a little bit of a chill phase, nothing really happening at the moment. Don't think Shadow has managed to get himself back inside of Sirius DRS at the moment. I think it's just those two at the moment, just having a little bit of a chill out in front. Block up there on the left hand side for Syrah.
So now the gaps are coming up once again, which is phenomenal for us, because then we can see what is happening as Jakey now joined back. I think, and if O'Neill doesn't tell me otherwise, that might be the last invite, as there's a Racing Point ghosting as well, which is Chandler's ghost car, and there's Left It involved, and
Chandler's gone.
Yep.
I think Chandler might have now disconnected from the lobby, which is... Don't really know what's happening there then. Chandler falls behind both Sierra Rosberg and Shizuka Licito. Not great to see. Gap now down to 7 tenths of a second. Shadow is... Oh my god, we lost gap.
As Jakey is on board, I think, again.
Shadow... He's burnt all his ERS to try and get back on the back of Syrah. But what's the point in that? Because he'll probably just lose. He'll probably lose the ERS again, just trying to get his ERS back. Logic leaves the session. I'm pretty sure he's done swearing about the game now. That's 5 tenths a second, actually. Syrah, compared to Syrah, doesn't really have that much ERS. Compared to Shadow, Syrah doesn't actually have that much ERS either, to be fair, so...
As Crucito's the first one into the pits, and I'm sure
Very early.
that's a planned pit stop.
Nah,
There are
it's too
some
early, I think.
mediums there. I mean,
He'll get to the end, but he'll be struggling.
Yeah, I did a commentary on Monaco the other day, and someone went into the pits at the end of lap 5, I think, and went onto the mediums and to the end. So you can do it. I'm sure you can do it. But we have the telemetry, so we will know, I think, if he can make it till the end, as the gaps are gone once again. Which really doesn't help our work right now.
No, it really doesn't. But to the old days with stopwatches.
Left it is very close to the back of Rosberg there.
So
Might-
an exit. Oh, hello, Ewan and Viper side by side. Ewan trying to go around the outside. Viper doesn't with good defensive work. Is anybody coming to the pit lane? Yeah, Ewan in. It was very late pull.
Yeah.
Does he get it stopped in time? Yes, he does.
Left it in as well. You didn't miss anything on that, because it was a very, very simple overtake with DRS. Shadow's now closing to the back of Syrah. Yes, he is. Oh, he's very close. 3 tenths of a second, just chilling behind the BRL driver. And yeah, might force an overtake, probably on the hangar straight.
So, Viper on back of Perondi. Shadow on the back of Syrah. This is probably when I expect people to come into the pit lane around this lap here, but I'll have to say. We'll see in a couple. We'll see basically in a few quarters' time when people actually do bother coming to the pit lane. It's pretty quiet at the moment. Out there on track, it's just pretty much everybody just chilling in DRS straights, really.
Yeah, Hawk is coming
Hawk
up
on
to
the
the back of Rosberg. Yeah.
Let's go drive. Might be able to clear Rosberg here. We'll have to find out. Does get a good drive. Does actually get a good drive pretty easily. Pulls out to the outside and through.
As someone in chat asked, said that took a break from F1 Esports. Don't know if that's serious, but it's BDG Shadow who is racing on his account because I think there are some issues with his main account.
It could be worse. Could be using his XR Links account. Remember when he sold her XRT to join T10, and then when T10 stole all everybody's good drivers. How to cause controversy 101.
Yeah, might want to go on with the race then.
Ewan getting pretty close. So Perondi's managed to hold in front of Ewan. Bloody close.
That's crucial. Could be crucial.
He has managed to hold him off. Good to see. Ewan getting close to the back of Perondi, but not be able to make anything about it. Let's see, but I think it's going to happen in a moment. Seems pretty quiet. Most people just coming to the pit lane probably around this lap you'd expect.
Oh, very late call from Syrah and Shadow. Very, very late
Well, both
call.
made it. Well, both made him in without dying, so that's at least something.
Yeah, everyone's coming to
Rosberg in
pits right
as
now.
well, so that's going to leave Wafer to take the lead with T-Ball just behind him. Those guys, of course, doing the alternate strategy will pretty much be praying for a safety car, realistically.
As Jakey just did a personal best with a 27 point, I think it was a 27.6. So his tires seem to be working quite well at the moment.
Do you know if T-Ball has damage?
I will have a look.
I've got asked.
No. At least it's not showing on telemetry.
Shadow's fallen out of DRS of Syrah. And into the DRS of Perondi.
Oh, that might have been... Who was in the pits with them? The Renault, wasn't it? Which
Was Viper in with it? Yeah, Viper was in with them. So
which pit crew is further
Renault,
ahead?
VRL.
It's okay. So that can't be the case. No, it must have been someone else then.
let's
But I'm
see.
currently
Just got it. Oh, it's pretty calm right. So Syrah again getting a bit of breathing room here. It's pretty interesting how things are on.
both of the stops were normal, so there was no wing change at all.
Calmo, no. Oh dear. Syrah, he's got 10 seconds to in a basically 6 laps. If he's getting about like 1.4 seconds a lap, he will catch the guys in front. The Diagaro GT4, Ablet, T-Ball, and Wafer guys. But I don't think he's going to. It just doesn't
I
seem
don't
like
think
there's
so.
enough.
Yeah, don't think so too.
Enough. It just in my opinion seems too much to catch. Ewan's now closer to Perondi than Perondi is to Shadow. Might be getting a little bit close and interesting conflict towards the end.
I'm also really surprised that Jakey wasn't in the pits. at all on his very old soft tires. Quickly double check the last lap he did. It was a 28.3. Compare that to his 27.6, which is his best time. I think he should come into the pits at the end of this lap to fit some medium tires and go to the end, because everyone else went into the pits for mediums and will go to the end, so he stays out. I mean, why not?
Might just pray for a safety car, I suppose.
Yep.
Sarah kicking a bit of dirt into Shadow's face, not going to bother Shadow. Might bother Roman Grosjean, however. Actually, no, it's not gravel, is it? So
I mean,
can't complain about that.
At least his finger won't hurt.
Well, don't know.
Pironi running real low on ERS. Everyone else from that top group pretty similar on ERS, like half of the battery left. Crescito now also close up to them, 30%. Viper chilling behind on the same level, but yeah, will be interesting. Only Shadow currently in a position to overtake. Maybe Viper on Crescito, but he has to do it fairly soon until Crescito gets in within the DRS of his teammate.
Yeah, certainly so. I mean, it's going to be... We'll see how things develop in a few laps' time. I think for now, it's just going to be a little bit of a chill for now. Nothing really going to happen, bro. Like the next couple of laps, I don't think. Shadow, to be fair, he does have a bit of a run, but Sarah's not really going to be bothered by that, realistically. At the moment, it's just sit and chill.
Jake is still out on the softs, so like you said, he's praying for a safety car. His is currently sitting on 60%, so he's good to go for should be 1 or 2 laps still.
But how his tyres is looking? I mean, obviously you've got the telemetry. I don't know if he's turned his telemetry on or not, but
Tires? Jakey's.
yeah, because they don't look him bad.
I mean, he's... Oh, Viper just passed Crescito into Brooklands.
Ooh. Okay. To be fair to Dobby, he's running a net P5. He's doing very well so far. Is Viper, so could see him picking up some decent points over the race, I think. Lap 13 here. The British Grand Prix. Way for leads from Eero Timo, Exo Ablate in P3, FCC GT4 in P4. 5th, 6th, Jakey B, who yet to make a pit. Well, top 6, all yet to make a pit stop was 7th, Sierra. 8th, Shadow, 9th, Perondi, 10th, Ewan, 11th, Viper, 12th, Crescito, 13th, Oxtez, 14th, Ajax 4K, 15th, Leftard, 16th, Sierra Rosberg, is all over the back of Leftard. 17th, Chandler, had to deal with a little bit of disconnection earlier on. They're not running an 18th, not really near anybody, really. And then Presto Evans at the back of the field. Kind of just wondering why he's still alive, probably.
Yeah, Tibo closing in on Wayford at the front. So there might be a change for the leaders there. Now coming up to the hangar straight, and should be an easy pass for Tibo there. So ERL into P1. XRT currently sitting P2 and P3 as now Crescito gets a time penalty, which will be crucial at the end of this race. Tibo carries on, which is no surprise at all. Only surprise will be if JK also carries on, because we're now halfway through this race and now he's finally coming in on those soft tires. Oh, that was a bit fast. Yep.
And yeah.
That was definitely too late on the brakes. I was on board with him. That was too late on the brakes, and that's a 5-second time penalty. But I don't think he will bother too much about that because he will drop to what should be the back of the grid.
Yeah, he'll fall all the way down to. Well, I believe well, he'll be right for the Leobot, but it's basically last at that point. So. Real things developed from there. So Shadow Perondi, you and Viper Casito, still all kind of this like little, it's like really a train with Viper being a bit disconnected, but top four at least all connected together. I doubt really there'll be much more developments in their little battle until realistically about lap 24, because what's the point in start making overtakes now, because you're not going to break the field.
Yeah, right. For a split second I thought that Cyril was able to get away from Shadow, but Shadow picked up the pace, had some DRS help, of course, as Ablett gets speeding in the pit lane as well, as he's about to change onto the soft tires. For a split second I thought that Cyril might be able to get away as he distanced Shadow for like 8.5 tenths, but doesn't seem like he can. I mean, he's getting away in the straight comes up, and then Shadow, who can stick within the DRS, gets a bit closer as now. Yeah, Cyril with not the best sequence of corners there. Now Shadow's a bit closer than he was on the previous one.
Here comes Ewan. Oh, the back actually hits the back of Perondi. And punts Perondi! Oh, Ewan. That's not going to go down well. So Ewan pulled out on Perondi. Well, he ran into the back of him.
Oh, mate, you have to give that position back. Yeah, you have to give that position back. I mean, that's just...
If this was NASCAR, I'd be completely fine with that. Robbing is racing, except in a non-contact sport.
Yep.
NASCAR's all contact. It's just people bullying each other for 2 hours straight. And it's honestly better than F1. But in a non-contact sport, if you're just going to punch, somebody out of the way, then you're a bit of a knob, frankly.
Yeah, and to be honest, I mean, it's just sportsmanship to give that position back if you punt someone. So for me, at least. And I'm sure
for me, in that situation, I've been in that situation before. I've been on both ends where someone's punted me out of the way. To be fair, in some cases, I just do what I do and back. But as the old saying goes, an eye for an eye makes the world go blind. So, in this case, you're only really bad as the aggressor, but if there's somebody I don't really want to pee off, it's Perondi. If it was Cyril, I think Ewan would already be dead, frankly, but I think, well...
I mean, he might come up to Cyril, and I'm sure they're in a party, and I'm sure Cyril will know what happened to Perondi. So now Perondi has his hands full to do to keep up with those guys. I mean, he was... just chilling behind Shadow and Syrah within the DRS, and now he really has to fight back. I mean, he lost a heap of time there, getting punted by Shadow, and he's just barely in the DRS. No ERS to play with, and that won't help his race either. Shadow now is getting a bit closer to Syrah, so that might open up a chance. Now also Thibaut and Wafer are into the pits, and Syrah takes over the lead once again.
We'll have to see. So, Syrah back up into the race lead for the first time since lap 8 when he made his pit stop. Shadow now into P2. Ewan with a very controversial overtake on Perondi now into P3. And Perondi getting very, very close. Miles. I'm not sure what annoys. I'm not sure actually what's worse. Brazil 2008 or semi-final 2014.
Had to do it. But
There was,
back
there
to
is.
back
Well,
to
you're
racing.
German as well, so that's just a slap in the face. Right? That's not even a
Back to
good
racing.
thing.
Back to racing.
So Cressito has re-plus Viper while everything else was happening, up into P5. I'm pretty proud of Viper. Done very well to still be running in a very, very good position. What he could really do with right now is a safety car. 3.5 seconds back to Oxtez, who himself's got his own proper train going off with Lefted, Rosberg, Chandler, T-Bone, and Wafer all here realistically. T-Bone could probably charge through most of this whole field, really.
Yeah, but with the fact of the DRS train, might be hard. But speaking of that,
Well, he's about to get one of them already. Down
Yep.
inside of Chandler. Into Stowe.
great move.
Easily clear.
Yep, great move there from Thibaut, just taking advantage of those fresh soft tires and now setting his eyes on Cyril Rosberg, who actually is doing a pretty solid job, not gonna lie. For the fact that neither you or me have seen him on this game at all, as now Thibaut might dive up the inside. No, thinks better of it. Oh, a
Best
bit
wait
of
for
a
the-
slide.
Best wait for the...
Oh.
Yeah, it's best wait for the 118 straight realistically for a move. You know, there's no real point sending it down the side of turn 3. It's fine if you think you're going to be able to hold it back, but with a DRS train like this, probably best to not really do it up. As Jakey B clears Ablett, does he? Yes, he does. Up into P14. I mean, Jake, it's a very, very small out chance he might get a good result out of this, but
Actually, like
Adapt.
you mentioned, I have Thibaut on my cards right now. I mean, he cleared Chandler and Rosberg in like, what was it, like 6 corners. Now setting his eyes on Lefted, who is struggling a bit, but has the DRS of his teammate, which of course helps. But if he
also
can
gotta be
clear
calm
them,
here. He can't just go. He can't just
Yep.
go sending things in.
if he can
Got
get
lap 19
clear of
here.
Lefted, that might actually work out for him to challenge for at least Cressito.
Yeah, possibly so. Charging through now. Does he go with a move down into turn 3? Lefted defends. Goes around the outside at turn 3. It's actually really smart. Lefted tries to squeeze him. T-Ball sends it in for the apex. Gets there beautifully. Lefted can't do any switchback. T-Ball through. Will get the DRS of HS4K. And we get himself
Oh, left to
left
check.
for the send. Thought about
Yeah,
it.
thinks better
Doesn't
of it,
bother with
yep.
it because probably would have not ended
Yep.
particularly the best.
Yeah, there's no real reason to do that. To be fair. I mean,
think
trying
they
to try it maybe that would be the only reason, but I don't think that
Yeah.
that will work out.
Back to the front of the field. Top 4 still running pretty much in synchronized swimming, really. Nothing really happening up there. Shadow is getting extremely close, though, to Syra, but it's just really saving everything up. Syra, it's got half the ERS of Shadow.
Oh, as Hawk
Moment.
just overtook Oxus there and receives a penalty. Now Thibaut is looking very feisty on Oxus. But yeah, speaking of the front of the grid, which is definitely the more important thing right now.
T-Ball's digging down the inside. Yes, he does. Big set at turn 3. Pretty comfortably through down at Village. Now into the loop. See if he gets a good enough exit. He might be able to consider going after HS4K on the exit. Oxhead doesn't even bother burning up any ERS readers. He's struggling much. It's Rosberg down the inside of Lefted just behind. Lefted tries to hold it in. Actually does very well to hold it in around the outside of there. Forces Rosberg out. Wafer down the inside. They make contact. Rosberg shoves him off. Oh, okay. Okay. You don't see that very often, do you? That was a little bit.
Shadow's close,
Oh, hello.
but he doesn't send it.
Doesn't. smart, to be fair.
Yeah, just chilling behind.
Overtake with 7 laps to go.
Yep.
Waver gets through, and T-Bow gets through as well. T-Bow up into P7. He's got 4 seconds to gain.
Yeah,
on
T-Bow will be
Viper.
flying now.
Just a little note, T-Bow does have a penalty. So
Ooh, that's crucial.
he got that while trying to, when he overtook, can't remember. Cressida probably has 6 seconds.
I will quickly. Yeah, Cressida has 6 seconds. Viper has just 1 penalty, but thing is, T-Bow is on 5 warnings. So if he receives another one, that will be 6 seconds, and that won't help. I mean, Viper won't make his life too difficult. But speaking of Viper, sending it down the inside of Cressida. Cressida trying the switchback line, but can't make it. Still side by side now with the inside line of Lovefield. Viper got the move done, and that actually also helps T-Bow, who's just 3.5 seconds behind now.
3.5 seconds back now is T-Bow. T-Bow is actually in the negative of fuel, which he's got to worry about as well.
Oh, it's now there might be a change for the lead as Shadow. Yep, that's definitely a change for the lead right now. As Shadow goes up the inside of Sierra there. No point fighting that for Sierra, who now can chill behind. And actually, you should do when you're behind. Just harvest your ERS.
Save.
Wait for the great opportunity to
save.
Yep.
Wait for Clear's lefted.
So did Cressida on Viper.
Interesting way. They?
Yeah, they changed positions once again.
Oh. Alright, okay. One thing I've noticed about this time screen on this new game, it updates a lot faster than you can look at it. You'll try to watch the action that's going off. It updates a lot faster than the eye can pick up. I'm just glad it isn't on the other side of my eye because I won't be able to see it. I can barely see it. I can barely see the right side of my eye anyway!
Oh, that was close.
Ewan getting excruciatingly close to the back of Ciro there. That was almost dangerous. I would have got his second punt pass on the Brazilian. That's turning twice there as well for Cops. Not particularly what you want to be doing. Ciro keeping it very close to the back of Shadow. Shadow still leading on the way of DRS. And now Ciro down the straight. It's starting to cloud over a little bit here. I'm not sure if I'm picking up on this. I mean, we are in England, so sudden downpour, please. Wait for Claire's Oxtears. Oh, I wouldn't mind a sudden downpour. Very in tune with the area. I live very near Silverstone. I can assure you, it does very, very often. Sudden downpour. I live close to Donington. I live closer to Donington than Silverstone, but anyway. Exit by Syra compared to Shadow, it was much better exit actually. I'm just looking in the chat, it's just a big spam of penalties. I'm asking about penalties. Penalties really. I'm not sure if penalties. A penalty's showing up on your screen when they're coming up because they're not coming up. They're not showing up.
No, they're not coming up for me as well. Some are, some aren't. I saw. I mean, Cressida is on 5 warnings for me in the dashboard telemetry system, but has 6 seconds worth of penalties. So that might be one issue. Not quite sure. But I mean, I have the telemetry system open as now Jakey is gone, and I don't think there's any point inviting him back.
Well, I do it anyway if I was you, but
Yep, I will.
yeah. Sarah clobbering the last chicane as Viper gets back past Cressida into P5. These are having a nice little ding dong, to be fair. Viper and Cressida. And well, I think a good result is definitely on the table here at the moment. Hall gets 3 seconds as well as T-Ball, so at the moment this is your battle for In fact, it will actually be
Actually,
P6 once
yeah,
Crucito's penalty is
was-
taken into account.
Yep, I was just about to say. Crucito is now getting very close to Viper. He's leaving him just enough. Viper holds the inside now for left field. And no way through there for Crucito. Great defending there from Viper. And yeah, Crucito has to stick behind and wait possibly for the hang of straight. As now we can see Tibo closing up 2.4 seconds. I actually don't think that it will be enough for Tibo to catch up to those guys.
Not with 3 laps to go. No way. It isn't enough time. That isn't enough time realistically to be making that sort of gap up. Shadow has the gap. Well, is about to enter what I like to call the death zone. Realistically, it's about to get interesting. The final 2 laps down. This is where it's pretty much all for nothing. Anything could happen, and anything will happen. Oh, by the way, Sarah's got nearly 100 views on his personal account. That's mental. Frankly,
He always has.
mental.
To be fair, he always has. I know that. He had that
Shadow
in
going
GSRL.
defensive again. I get the point
is
where
he?
I don't get the point where he goes so. Why would you go to so defensive there? Because nobody's going to make a move on that straight. It just doesn't make sense. You want to make him hanger. But anyway. No, I don't think Sarah's actually got enough maybe to make this at the moment. He needs a... Might need a bit of a miracle. to
Shadow,
really get
Shadow doesn't have anything to fight with either. He's on
Oh.
under 10%.
Yeah, I've just actually seen that. He's burnt everything up. Sarah, actually, to be fair to him, is
Sarah-
actually in a very good position here.
Yep,
With a
Sarah
good
will know
exit.
that. Don't do
On
it to
board
you,
with
mate.
the Williams
he
and
will.
Alex, surely. Whoa, Shadow moving a lot. And guess, oh, Shadow, contact! And Sarah and Shadow! I've seen this one before. Shadow is out. Sarah is off. I've seen that before. Well, they went side by side. I got it on board with Sarah.
Yeah, me as
Contact
well.
made. 2 races in a row. Sarah has had contact with somebody. This time, honestly, I think it's just down to lag. I saw a lot of lag from Shadows on board. Oh well.
But either way, Sarah has to fight it until the
Yeah.
end. I mean, there is this this penalty hovering over Ewan's head, considering the incident with Perondi. If there was no leg
Yeah.
involved, then there's no penalty. But that's for the stewards to decide, and not for us. So if there will be penalty, I didn't see any 3-second penalties, so it might be a 5-second penalty. So Sarah might be good actually.
I didn't see any penalty come up for either one of them, actually. I didn't see any penalty come up here. I think it's... The only penalty that might get applied would be a penalty to Ewan. And that'll be after the race, after stewards. Anyway, final lap then. It's going to be Suzuki Ewan who will cross the line in first anyway. I see we can't finalise these results because we don't honestly know what to expect. Into Stoke order then. Comes Suzuki Ewan. Yellow flag in the last sector. I don't know what's happened there. I think it might be Presto. Yeah, it is. He's just going slow. So it doesn't have to do all that. You know, that's just quite smart from Presto. Suzuki and then crossing. Takes the checkered flag, but only provisionally. Perondi gets second. Third, Sarah, who is not very happy. Fourth, Viper. Phenomenal drive from him. Crucito P5. Ends up going to T-Bot in the end. Fourth and fifth rear L. That's very, very good for them in the end. Apparently, he's now showing Lefted as the winner, but no.
That's
It's
not the
Kane
case.
7th. Crucito 8th. I'm just going to go off the results to see here. So Crucito 7th, 8th Augustes, 9th Rosberg, 10th FCT GT4, 11th Wafer, 12th Diagaro, 13th Leobot, 14th Chandler, 15th Jake, 16th Biabla, and 17th Presto, because I don't actually know where Lefted was, so I'm just going off that.
I have no
Lefted
clue.
was running
either, no.
P10.
Around
so-
there, yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Maybe P9 even.
Hmm.
Oh wait, I can have a look. Nope. I can't. Doesn't come up for me. And it actually shows left its best lap was a 2 minute 18, which is definitely not the case.
Uh, I was about to, I was about to give a really good like normal ending, and I just see a message pop up from Misha, and I just can't stop laughing now.
I
Oh,
will go
dear.
through everyone.
You can do it.
So Ewan is winning this race, at least on track. Penalties will decide if there will be a different winner in Perondi. Who came home second? Syrah in P3, Viper P5, P4 actually. T1 P5, Hawk in P6, Crescito P7, Oxus I think in P8. I'm not quite sure where left it fits in there. Rosberg P9, GT4 in P10. I'm not quite sure. There, Wafer in P12, Dagoro in P13, Leobot 14, Chandler in 15, Jakey in 16. Very unfortunate for him. Abbott in P17, Presto Evans in P18, Shadow in 19th, and Logic, who retired pretty early on in this race, in P20. So, yeah, that's it for this week's race. But we're heading to, and I really have to take a look because I don't know at the moment. We're heading to Belgium.
Yeah.
That's
Literally the only track on this game I can drive. And let's hope the other guys can drive there. We'll see you all there.